League of Legends team apologized for bad cinematics with MoistCr1tikal. I heard about this, and I think I've seen the cinematic. It was meh. Like, it was the most meh cinematic I've ever seen from Riot.
You see, Riot made an apology video about the new cinematic. Wait, they made a whole apology video?
I didn't
I
know
saw
they
their
made the
tweet,
video.
or rather their statement. Where's their apology video? Is it our official Twitter?
Let me skip ahead.
Tactics.
Oh, here it
I'm
is.
the executive producer for League of Legends.
And
Hey,
I'm
nice to
Andre
meet you.
Van also known as Medler. I'm the head of League Studio, so I oversee game development for League of Legends, Teamfight Tactics, and Wild Rift.
Hey there.
We're here today to talk a bit about some of the mistakes that we've made. And this isn't just about the season start cinematic, although we'll talk about that a bit. It's just the latest example.
I guess
State of the game.
maybe you guys don't know what we're talking about. Riot released this stinker. Riot's known for super high quality animation as well as just like
Yes.
really high quality product in
Like
general
some of the
when it
best
comes to this kind
cinematics
of
in
promotional
gaming.
stuff. And they released this. I won't bother showing you the whole thing, but it's just a voiceover as they go through a completely empty world. They even have audio from like some LCS clips, I think. And they don't show any of it. It's just like random LCS audio.
Every mistake.
Like, this is something you would see from like an
And that's
indie
the whole
game.
thing. So super underwhelming. Most people were reasonably questioning why the fuck they even released it. It's super stupid. It's a complete nothingness. So they got some pushback on it, and they have been they have been kicking sand ever since. They already released one statement like apologizing for it. Now they've made a whole apology video all from this one bad cinematic they've had. But it was a super stinker, to be fair.
Especially when it's coming from League. I also think like with League, with the Riot MMOs still being in the works, like they don't really want bad press to build up because that could affect the MMO. I'm thinking about it because I'm like, why are they taking this so serious? As though just like doing a quick apology, taking the video down,
But that's the
and maybe like trying to release a new video as soon as they can.
season start cinematic. The overall state of our events feeling a bit too formulaic. The lack of new game modes.
I
This
can't
is
really
brutally
hear.
honest. I don't think I've ever seen a game developer like of this pedigree come out and be like, "Look, guys, our shit sucks. Here's all the reasons that they're. Here's all the things
Yeah.
that you are rightfully upset about. This fucking sucked. This was bad. This is really formulaic, so we understand why most people think it's bad. This is really honest. I've never seen this.
It's actually
343
really
did that.
cool.
When did they do that? 343 was like, yeah, we're just slow. I don't remember them ever saying like, yeah, we really fucking dropped the ball. Like, we suck. It was a few months ago. They had a whole stream where they said they fucked up. I must have missed that stream. Thanks to Resub Hale.
Or, or whatever. There's a bunch of places we should be doing better. And doing better in how we communicate that to you.
It's kind of all coming to a head now because season start is supposed to be this hype, epic, exciting moment that we're all looking forward to. And
Yeah.
frankly, we missed on your expectations there.
I do think a lot of it just kind of boils down to people getting tired of League. I think that actually is probably one of the biggest components. I think just a lot of people in like the US are just kind of burnt out on League at this point. I don't even know. I haven't kept up in a while, so maybe.
Are they burnt out? I don't know. I don't think that's exactly it, but I do think they should do some things to try to shake things up.
I'm wrong, but it feels like no matter what they do, most people are just kind of moving on from it. According to chat, though, last time I talked
Yeah,
about
'cause,
it,
like-
it's doing extremely well internationally and is only growing overseas. It's really just kind of domestic that it's fallen off. Well, I don't think they're. I feel like the Valorant team isn't taking away from the League team. I think Riot is obviously putting a lot of stake into Valorant because that's the hotness right now. But I
Yeah.
don't think by doing that they're taking resources away from League. But I could very
I mean,
well
they
be
have
wrong
the
about that. I
funds
just don't
to
see why they'd be
more
taking
than
League
enough
team
to
members and
support
putting them
both
on
games.
Valorant. They're two totally separate departments, or they should be rather. So I don't think it's really Valorant that's eating League.
And
Yeah.
we fully planned to have a cinematic like we've done in previous years for this year's season start, with the champion focused, big epic moments, etc. sort of thing. We had the budget for that, we had the right team on that, but we failed to deliver. We're very much going to do one of those for next year's season start. I want to commit to that right now.
I have so many questions on that. So you allocated the budget, you got the team, and then you still delivered this. It's not a failed to deliver. This is like a failed on every front. If you had the budget, you...
Yeah, it sounds like whoever they hired to do it, maybe they tried with a new team, like a new, I don't know, company, or maybe they tried to make their own in-house one, and this is just what came
I
out.
had the team. Why did this come out? How did this come into fruition? Something must have fallen through internally.
Yeah.
And where did that money go? Because it didn't go to this. That's for damn sure.
Or maybe it did. They just were overpaid.
Budget fell to their pockets. I mean, I guess maybe. That just...
Like, a company was like, oh yeah, we'll charge you this much, you know, and they just failed to
doesn't
deliver.
really make any sense.
And I suppose any cinematic is better than none, but at the same, I don't agree.
I don't understand how this would have happened if they had already allocated the budget and team and everything, and as well as a champion-focused cinematic that they're known for. How the fuck did this end up being the result? Must have been pure chaos. Why are you criticizing a cinematic, man? Low effort criticism. This is what they're talking about, you dumb asshole. It's not a cinematic either, by the way. It's a voiceover going through an empty landscape. And this is the first one that's like this in fucking, 12 years? Even season 1 had like an actual cinematic. So when this dropped, it showed a lack of care for the property, which made people doubt that they even put any effort into it anymore. That's what it all stems from. That's why they're making this video. Because people are losing faith in them having any level of passion left for League.
Exactly.
That's the whole point. That's what this whole thing is about. Because it feels like they don't really
release anything new with their League, like maps, modes. Like they just focus on new characters. I mean, obviously it makes sense because it is what makes the money, but at the same time, it's like if people stop playing your game because it's getting stale, they're not buying new characters.
And so you might have heard recently that Nicolo, the Riot CEO, talked about how League is going to have the biggest year of funding that it's ever had.
Huge.
And that's because it's true. And that's great. That's great for the game. And that reflects the level of long-term investment that we want to make. And one place that maybe we should start talking about more is the investment that we have in our underlying technology that unlocks a lot of things that we do.
It's super confusing though, because it feels like this is the lowest budget they've ever had. They just scaled back so much for the LCS in particular. One of Riot's focuses for a long time pre-Valorant was on making League the premier esport, the gold standard. When it came to events, there was really only two.
Yeah, but I think esports are on the dying trend, unfortunately. I could be wrong.
That were fucking
It just
nuts.
feels like it.
It was Worlds, or pretty much any stage for League of Legends esports, and Dota 2. Like, that's really it. But it hasn't felt like that now. It feels like, and they're scaling back, like the LCS in particular, they let go of like Dash and all that. Feels like they have less money to work with than ever.
Well, it could be it wasn't making them any money, and because they did do it for quite a while, so there could have just been a downtrend, and they're just like, well, let's cut it now, because it's not only, maybe it was just losing the money, and there was no like scene on making it back. I would guess. I have no idea though.
So
but they're a company, so if it was making them money, they wouldn't have stopped. Is my mentality on it.
I want to know where all of those resources are going. Maybe it's all like internal building of teams and putting people in the right positions, but when the fuck is that going to actually start showcasing like results, I wonder.
Usually takes several months up to a year for most developers.
Counter-Strike events were pretty big. Well, yeah, but I'm talking like that massive world stage shit that they used to be known for. Fucking Imagine Dragons coming out and doing that song, having the fucking AR augmented reality dragons and all of that. Like, they were putting on Super Bowl level shit.
Yeah.
World's Still Massive got a new format. I know it's still massive. I'm not saying that it's dead or anything. I'm just saying it feels like it's walking backwards, like it's going in reverse.
I definitely agree.
He's the resub artist. Like, they're just running out of budget for it.
I don't think they're running out of budget. They're just not seeing it, like I said, like it's not getting the money back that they are putting in. And maybe they're trying to see, okay, well, if we scale it back, does that actually change anything in the market for our League of Legends? Like, do we get less people playing? Like, to me, that would kind of make sense. They went really big, maybe just didn't expand the player base as they thought. So they're going to scale back and kind of see what the numbers say after that. Because let's be fair, if a company can do what for less money but get the same outcome, they're almost always they're going to do that. So.
Which would make sense because now they're making so many other games. They have Project L coming out. They have the Riot Games MMO coming out.
Yeah.
And now they also like games the games they already have out that they have a lot of resources for. Teamfight Tactics and Valorant. Like, now they have a lot going on, so the focus isn't all on League. And
Which does make
kind
sense.
of put League in the back burner. Oh, they also have Arcane, true.
Arcane was really cool.
This is good. The LCS scaled down. You can buy into the LCS if there's an LCS left. That'd be cool though. Get Moist Esports in the LCS in the like most dead region there is. You do a Cyberpunk replay. Well, when the DLC comes out, I'll play it. LCS time slot now Thursday and Friday at 3 p.m. makes no sense for an NA audience. Yeah, it's one of the big criticisms right now of why people are assuming they're just slowly killing off the LCS.
Which also doesn't make sense. If it's popping off internationally, like you would think they would do it more. I don't know.
So both Andre and I are committing to having more regular communication with all of you. You'll also be hearing more from the dev team on what they're working on and what's exciting and what's in store in the coming weeks and months.
If you've got thoughts on what format you'd like to see that stuff in, is that high production videos every so often? Is that quick videos like this one? Is that blog posts? Is that social media? Please let us know.
I think like a round table kind of thing, like how WoW's been kind of doing it in New World.
Part of
I don't think you need to do a
communication,
high
of course,
production for an
is
update
listening.
video.
So
from the
we
dev
want
team.
you to know that we are listening to you. And
Just
we're
convey the
grateful,
information.
honestly, that you're so passionate about League and making sure that we know what you want in terms of making League of Legends the best game it can be.
Very much listening to your feedback. We're working to incorporate that into game. We're going to keep both, sharing, our thoughts with you and hearing yours in return, of course. But at the end of the day, we also know that ultimately it's actions, not words, that matter here.
Thank you for listening to us today.
That's a good video.
Thank you.
I mean, for something that looks like it was literally done on the fly, which it may have been, it may not have been. Like, I think that's fair. That they're addressing, like, look, we dropped the ball here, we fucked up, and we may have fucked. It wasn't just this, we're fucking up. Yeah, I don't know if I was a League of Legends player. I mean, this to me would be okay. Obviously, it could be better, but it's not the worst by any means.
Overall, I think that was a pretty good response to the whole situation.
Yeah.
About as good as I could have possibly expected, to be honest.
Yeah, because it's rare they even mention that they fucked up. Usually they'll say, "Oh yeah, it was in the pipeline" or something like with WoW's bull BS. I'm sorry, that was like, "Oh yeah, we can't make changes." It's like, you definitely can. Okay, I think everyone just accepted it. Like, okay, fine. You say you can't change it, but we all know you could have. So
They didn't really give the specifics on how the fuck this animation ended up, like I said here, but other than that, about as good as I was gonna get.
Hey everyone.
I guess we'll see. It
That's all
still
you
does
can.
really feel
Yeah.
like League's kind of on its way out in the U.S.
Yeah, but to be fair, League hasn't really innovated like anything since coming out. Like, I kind of almost wish they had like a PvE thing going because it, like, to me, it just got too toxic. Like trying to climb the ranks and stuff. Like, people just are really, really bad with that. But I think having like a PvE like focused area to the game would like be less toxic. You know what I mean? I'm not sure though.
I don't know how they salvage that. I don't know how you bring it back. People said game modes actually would save it, but I don't know. If they let's say they do Dominion 2.0, bring out a new Dominion, who's coming back? Like game modes are keep players that are already playing, I'm sure. Give them something else to do, but I just don't see it bringing in new people.
Yeah, no, they need to come out with something that's very fleshed out, almost as like a full-on DLC. Like, obviously not paid for because the game's free. Like, it'd be weird if you had to pay for a DLC in a free-to-play game. But have something that you can have trailers for and stuff like that. Like, not just a mode, but maybe like a few maps, a few modes, like dozen characters, maybe like that match the theme of those maps. Like just a really big thing, like all coming at once. Make you excited to come back.
Doombots were cool, yeah. But I wouldn't play League for Doombots. Doombots was just always something to do after I got fucking tired of playing ranked. What would I bring back? Well, I just don't think I am personally of the belief that game modes wouldn't save it or like help it have this renaissance of players. Like it'd give people that are already burnt out on the game but addicted something else to do, yeah. But I don't see people coming to play those game modes.
That's true. But then the right MMO could be what they're doing to try to get people back. Because I'll be trying it, that's for sure. And I'm sure most people who played League of Legends and aren't playing now will at least give the MMO a shot.
So it's just dead in NA. That's where it's mainly whittling, yeah. Apparently internationally it's still growing, but yeah, NA is very, 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 very much stale and on its way out. It's had a big fall off in the States.
I wonder what the numbers are, or if he's just where he got those numbers. I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean that was pretty interesting. I didn't realize that they actually released like a little video, so